Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick video on the Walther PPK. This is a 380 model. This is my gun. It's got some interesting things about it I want to tell you about. I want to show you a comparison between this gun and other guns. The reason being is that when I see this gun sometimes on YouTube's or some videos, the gun appears larger than it is. I'm going to show you a comparison of some guns to give you a little reference as to what they look like. First off, I'm going to show you a Colt 1911. This is a full-size government model. This is just covering up the serial number for the video. The Colt 1911, as you can see, is quite a difference in size. Quite a difference in heft, quite a difference in size. All right. So this Walther is a compact little 380 caliber. Next gun I want to show you is a comparison to a Ruger SP101. Now this is a 357 revolver, but it is a smaller 357 revolver. This is a gun I carry all the time. Very comfortable to carry, but you can see the advantages of even carrying the Walther is even smaller in terms of thickness, weight, much smaller gun. So just to give you that reference, the Walther has some interesting things about it, and I'm going to show you how to disassemble this with a tip that I've developed. I haven't seen it anywhere. I kind of came up with this by myself. This is not Take Genius, but it does help out a little bit. Maybe it's something you can use yourself when you're disassembling it. When you disassemble the gun, the manual calls for pulling out the trigger guard first, disengaging it from the body of the gun, and then using your finger on one end to put some pressure, pushing it to the left to hold it in place. Some guys even rest it like it's resting right now. They rest it on the bottom of the frame here. And you see that it snaps back quick, and that's what's has given me problems in the past. So I came up with something, and basically I took a piece of an old watch strap, a silicone piece of an old dive strap, and what I do is when I pull the trigger guard out away from the frame, I take this little piece of the watch strap and I put it inside here, and I wedge it between the bottom of the trigger guard and the frame. And that allows me to basically keep this thing from scratching the bottom of the gun, number one. It won't snap in, which is the main thing, and it allows me to easily disassemble the gun without having any problems. The disassembly of the gun is pretty quick. Basically, you grab hold of the slide after you've got this thing out and secured. You grab hold of the slide and you pull it all the way back. Now, this is not a difficult move, but it is under pressure from the spring. You're working against the tension on the spring. That's why it becomes a little bit awkward. But with one hand pushing that way and the slide pushing the other way, you pull it back and you lift up the slide at the back and slide it right off. It comes right off the gun. As you'll notice, the barrel is a fixed barrel. The only other part you have to take apart would be this spring. You take this off, just kind of slides off the barrel. Clean that up as well. And then you clean up your barrel, lubricate your gun, and putting it back together is pretty simple. You'll notice that the spring has a small end as well as a large end. You want to make sure that the small end goes on the barrel first. Okay? So the small end will go onto the barrel first. That's what they call for. And then putting the barrel, the slide back on, is basically the same thing. You reinsert the spring where it goes, and you pull it all the way back, and it just slides right back onto the frame. Then the last thing to do is just simply remove the piece of rubber that I showed you about, and now the gun is ready to go, ready to function. Now the decocking lever is a safety as well. Right now, if this gun was loaded, if I had a magazine in there and I chambered it like that, there would be a round in the chamber. And there's a little live chamber indicator right here. This little piece of metal would pop out even further. But you would basically then, the gun's ready to fire right now, but you would decock it, which allows the hammer to fall onto a hammer block so it doesn't hit the firing pin. And now that gun is in safe. It cannot fire. Even though there's a round in the chamber, it cannot fire until you move the safety back up. Most people I know that have this Walther PPK do not carry it in the safety on position. The reason being is that the trigger pull on this, on the first round, is so hard. It is such a hard double action trigger pull that you have to intentionally pull this trigger to fire the gun. There's no way banging on it or rubbing against your clothing is going to fire that first round. Not very likely, let me say. But so the first round being a hard double action pull, that's the way I carry it. I carry it in the fire position, ready to go. It's a great gun, developed in 1929 by Carl Walther. It was manufactured for as a police pistol, and it was carried by German police and military during those years. Even European police in other parts of Europe carried it. But it's really a good gun. It's very concealable, very lightweight. The 380 round, although not ideal for defense or even police work, in my opinion, but with modern technology, modern ballistic technology, I carry a Spear Gold Dot. It's a duty ammunition, law enforcement round, and it's got some pretty good ballistic numbers on there. It holds 6 rounds in the magazine, 1 round in the chamber, giving you a 7-round capacity. And I like the gun. I like it. It's a nice gun. I hope you enjoyed the look. Hope the tip helped you a little bit. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.